No one expected the meeting of two of the most influential figures in the global K-pop and fashion industry to be so spectacular. Felix Stray Kids and Hyunjin, two visuals who have long been dubbed kings by fans, finally met on the same stage at Louis Vuitton Fashion Week. What happened next changed the landscape of the fashion industry and K-pop forever. Who can forget the moment when Felix and Hyunjin walked the red carpet together, creating mass hysteria unprecedented in the history of Fashion Week? Their presence not only shocked fans, but also shocked fashion critics who have often underestimated the influence of K-pop idols in the global fashion industry. Could this be a sign that the boundaries between music and fashion have truly collapsed? When the two kings stepped into Louis Vuitton's Fashion Week venue, all eyes were on them. Who would have thought that this surprise was just the beginning of a series of events that would change the way we view the relationship between K-pop and high-end fashion? Louis Vuitton's decision to make Felix and Hyunjin the main focus of their show was a bold move that the entire industry is now talking about. The day began like any other day at Milan Fashion Week. Photographers were lined up along the red carpet, awaiting the arrival of celebrities and important figures in the fashion industry. However, the atmosphere changed drastically when a shiny black limousine pulled up in front of the venue. The doors opened, and Felix Stray Kids stepped out confidently, wearing a brand new, never-before-publicized Louis Vuitton suit. His presence alone was enough to send the crowd into hysterics, but what happened next was completely unexpected. From the same limousine, Hyunjin emerged in an equally stunning outfit. The two walked side by side, creating a moment that immediately went viral across social media platforms. "They're like two kings inspecting their kingdoms," said Anna Wintour, Vogue's editor-in-chief, who is notorious for giving compliments. What we are witnessing today is not just another collaboration between a K-pop idol and a fashion brand. It's a powerful statement that the global fashion industry has entered a new era. The fans who were lucky enough to be at the location couldn't help but shed tears as they watched Felix and Hyunjin interact so naturally, as if they had known each other for a long time. In fact, this is the first time the two Stray Kids members have been featured together in an international fashion event. "I've never seen two idols create such a strong aura," commented a fashion observer present at the event. "Not only are they physically present, but they also dominate the entire atmosphere of the event. It's no longer about the clothes they wear, but about how they are changing the definition of fashion itself." Louis Vuitton has long been known to have a discerning eye when it comes to choosing brand ambassadors. However, the decision to bring Felix and Hyunjin together on one Fashion Week stage was a strategic move that went beyond anyone's expectations. Louis Vuitton's creative director, Nicolas Ghesquière, admits that the idea came from observing how these two idols have influenced fashion trends globally. Felix and Hyunjin are not just handsome faces, he explained in an exclusive interview after the event. They are very natural interpreters of fashion vision. What they wear, however simple or complex, always sets trends. We wanted to capture the essence of their influence and showcase it in the broader context of high fashion. What made Felix and Hyunjin's meeting at Louis Vuitton Fashion Week so special? The answer lies in the broader context. So far, despite both being members of Stray Kids, the two have rarely been paired in fashion events. Felix is more often associated with Australian and Western brands, while Hyunjin is more dominant in the Asian market. Their meeting on the Louis Vuitton red carpet is symbolic of the removal of geographical boundaries in the fashion industry. "This is the first time I've seen two members of the same group create this much impact in the fashion world," said David Kim, a Korean entertainment industry analyst. Usually, agencies would limit the exposure of group members in fashion events to prevent internal competition. But JYP Entertainment seems to understand that Felix and Hyunjin have different yet complementary fashion personas. Fan reaction to this historic moment was unstoppable. Within minutes of the first photo of Felix and Hyunjin on the red carpet being shared, the hashtag number sign FelixHyunjinLV became the #1 trending topic on Twitter globally, beating out political and sports news. China's Weibo platform even experienced disruptions due to the surge in traffic, driven by the enthusiasm of Asian fans. I never imagined I would see the two of them in one fashion show frame. A Stay, as Stray Kids fans are known, wrote on Twitter, "It's like watching two forces of nature meet. I can't stop crying at how far they've come from their debut." However, not everyone was positive about the collaboration. Some traditional fashion critics questioned whether the presence of K-pop idols at an event of Louis Vuitton Fashion Week's caliber was the right move. Fashion Week should be about the clothes and designs, not about who wears them, a senior critic wrote in his opinion column. This comment immediately drew backlash from the fan community and even some prominent designers. Those who still view K-pop idols as just idols need to open their eyes wider, Tom Ford replied in an interview. Felix and Hyunjin don't just wear fashion, they are fashion itself. Their influence on consumer preferences goes far beyond the influence of traditional fashion media today. Felix and Hyunjin's meeting at Louis Vuitton Fashion Week also had a significant economic impact. Within 24 hours of the event, LVMH, Louis Vuitton's parent company, shares rose by 3.7%, while JYP Entertainment, the agency that houses Stray Kids, recorded an 8.2% increase in shares. Market analysts believe that this reaction reflects investors' confidence in the potential for long-term collaboration between the K-pop and luxury fashion industries. What we're seeing is the perfect synergy between two industries that are at the height of their influence, commented Jessica Lee, an analyst with Morgan Stanley. Louis Vuitton gets access to a very loyal and digitally active fan base, while Stray Kids, especially Felix and Hyunjin, gain further legitimization in the global fashion scene. During the event, guests were mesmerized by the natural interaction between Felix and Hyunjin. Not only did they sit side by side in the front row, but they were also seen sharing comments and laughter throughout the event. Their closeness denied rumors of rivalry that had been circulating among fans. They really showed a genuine friendship, said one guest sitting near them. Felix would show something on his phone, then Hyunjin would laugh, or Hyunjin would whisper something, and Felix would nod enthusiastically. They were like two friends enjoying their time together, not two superstars doing their professional duties. The most thrilling moment came when, in the middle of the fashion show, the event director announced a surprise unprecedented in the history of Louis Vuitton Fashion Week. Felix and Hyunjin were invited to walk the catwalk as the closing models, showcasing a special collection designed with inspiration from their fashion personas. A moment of silence fell over the venue as the spotlights focused on the starting point of the catwalk. Then, the beat of God's Menu, Stray Kids' biggest hit, echoed throughout the room. Felix appeared first, walking confidently in an outfit that combined classic Louis Vuitton elements with his signature streetwear touch. A few steps behind him, Hyunjin appeared with a different but equally powerful aura. His outfit was more experimental, reflecting his boldness in experimenting with fashion. The two walked with perfect timing, creating a visual so mesmerizing that some of the guests were seen shedding tears. "This is no longer a fashion show," commented a fashion magazine editor. "It's a very strong cultural statement. Louis Vuitton has just changed the rules of the game." The culmination of the surprise came when Felix and Hyunjin met at the end of the catwalk, looked at each other for a moment, then turned and walked backstage together. This simple yet meaningful gesture sparked a standing ovation from the entire audience, including from previously skeptical fashion critics. One of the most viral moments of the event was when the camera caught the reaction of Chan, the leader of Stray Kids, who was also present as an invited guest. His face radiated an unconcealed pride at seeing two of his group members making history in the global fashion industry,